Hello and welcome to Bella's Fashionistas Home Edition. I am your host, Fleriser Bello. It is a pleasure to have you join us on this beautiful afternoon. We trust that you and your loved ones are well and staying safe. In today's Bella's FireSide chat conversation, we welcome culinary, bacon, and pastry chef, television personality, food writer, consultant, philanthropist, activist, and the founder of Vida Rica Puerto Rico. Vida Rica PR serves clients with convenience, nourishment, and an elevated quality of life. Vida Rica Weekly, a meal delivery service with delicious dishes from around the world, celebrating and highlighting local produce delivered to your doorsteps. Please join me in welcoming Latina trailblazer and Puerto Riqueña and half Ecuadorian as well, my dear friend, Jennifer Herrera. Chef Jennifer Herrera, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Fleriser.
Everyone, Chef Jennifer Herrera and I have known each other for quite some time now, I believe over a decade, and it has been a pleasure to work with her.
Thank you so very much, Fleriser.
Tell us more about yourself and what it is that you do.
My name is Jennifer Herrera, and I am a culinary and baking and pastry chef here in the island of Puerto Rico. I moved out to Puerto Rico about 3 years ago now, originally from the island of the Bronx, back in New York. I'm originally from the Boogie Down Bronx. My parents are from Puerto Rican and Ecuadorian descent. And I spent many summers here in Puerto Rico growing up, and it's a privilege and an honor to be able to call Puerto Rico my new home. I grew up in my grandmother's catering hall in the South Bronx in Hunts Point by the name of the Tropicana. So early on, I was immersed into the culinary industry and the hospitality industry, and it's something that I love to call home. You know, this is what I love to do the most in this world, and it's a privilege and an honor to wake up every single day and love and do what I love to do. I worked in many New York City restaurants for a very, very young age, and I got an opportunity to be able to work under many notable movers and shakers in the industry, who I'm so honored to call my mentors. They're individuals who allowed me to see outside of what was available to me. And early on as a child, and allowed me to believe in my potential. And I worked my way up in culinary and baking and pastry kitchens in New York, to the point that at 21 years of age, I got the wings to fly, and I launched as a personal private chef to some notable families in New York and Miami. That gave me the opportunity to be able to live and travel with them in different parts of the country, including the Upper East Side, the Hamptons, Portland, Maine, Greenwich, Connecticut. And with that experience, I joined forces with my former business partner and chef to build our first culinary school. It was a culinary boutique school in Hell's Kitchen by the name of the Blue Burner, as well as a personal and private chef group by the name of Truffle and Basil Private Chef Group. And then we also launched our third company together, which was a cupcake line by the name of Cupcakes Modern, in which I had the ability to collaborate with Fleriser in many notable events, such as the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week and many red carpet events at the Soho House in New York.
Which, by the way, everyone, she is an excellent cook. I'm not just saying that because she's my friend, but Chef Jennifer Herrera has been trained with very notable chefs from like Chef Ricardo Cardona, Chef Aaron Sanchez, and she's an excellent cook and also pastry chef. So those things from Truffle and Basil, chef, those cupcakes were just amazing, and I'm just savoring them as when we worked together during New York Fashion Week with Raúl Peñaranda. And it's incredible to see Latina that continue to move forward and to make things happen for themselves. Tell us a little bit about how you were able to work with these notable chefs and also with Chef Jose Andres during the hurricane in Puerto Rico.
I definitely believe in timing, being at the right place in the right time, and having the willingness to always learn and be an avid learner and student. So I think that are one of the tools that has supported me early on in my career to be able to work up the ranks the way that I did. Always saying yes to every single opportunity that allowed me to just step forward to another opportunity. Always keeping my eyes open, mouth shut, and ears open, absorbing everything, absolutely everything. So yeah, that's what allowed me early on as an intern and as a mentee to be able to be myself and build these genuine relationships that I have today with my mentors. And so yes, fast forward. After I sold my companies, I decided to actually return back to school. So I actually quit school early on. I went to the Culinary Institute of America right after high school. And then that's when I had the ability to be able to connect with my amazing mentors. And I saw this amazing opportunity and just couldn't say no. So I actually quit school. At CIA, I was group leader and group president, and I let all of that go to say yes to this other opportunity. And then I realized that I was in search for other tools that my heart told me I was able to acquire these after I finished my formal education. So I did exactly that. I then went back to the Culinary Institute of America of Hyde Park, New York, as well as the French Culinary Institute, now the International Culinary Center, where I learned baking and pastry arts. I graduated both universities, and then that's when I decided to move out here with my then fiance, now husband, Alex. And 9 months after moving to Puerto Rico, I experienced my first hurricane here in Puerto Rico by the name of Hurricane Maria. And again, I reached out to a former mentor of mine to share with him of what was happening in Puerto Rico. And I shared with him about how, I was in search of serving Puerto Rico and how can I be able to support and help the island, because this just happened. And I know that there's something great to be done here on the island. So that's when I connected with Jose Andres. I showed up as a volunteer from the very beginning of production in El Choli, which is a large coliseum here in the island of Puerto Rico. And from day one of volunteering, I showed up to support the organization. And with the help of World Central Kitchen and Chef Jose Andres, I was able to support the organization and the thousands of volunteers and chefs to spearhead our team of scouting and activating 22 kitchens around the entire island of Puerto Rico in the first 70 days after Hurricane Maria. I supported the organization with trailblazing and full throttling our team to produce a minimum of 150,000 meals a day out of these satellite kitchens. And it's been one of the biggest, most humbling experiences of my life.
Congratulations, chaps. I've seen the work, I've seen the picture, and it's just incredible. And I could also attest, knowing you, that it's very touching and getting the fulfillment to be able to see and help bring that into vision. It was just amazing. So thank you so much for the incredible work that you have been doing and continue to do as a humanitarian and philanthropist. Tell us, Chef, how your company has been able to pivot during COVID pandemic in Puerto Rico. I see you constantly cooking up a storm all the time.
After my mission that I completed here in the island of Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria, my then fiance and I decided to get married, and we decided to want to stay in Puerto Rico, invest in Puerto Rico. And from that decision, I know I wanted to continue to support Puerto Rico and its growth after the hurricane. So I sat down, I created this plan of wanting to reconnect with all these local community leaders, these local farmers that actually supported me with sourcing and scouting these kitchens in the first 70 days after Hurricane Maria. And I decided to want to reconnect with them in order to support them and their farms, and for me to be able to create this service that I developed along with my incredible team here in Vida Rica. So Vida Rica is a culinary mission here in the island of Puerto Rico where we celebrate Puerto Rican local produce and its people. And it's a weekly meal delivery service here in Puerto Rico where we get together with farmers, find out what's readily available for this season in the week. We develop delicious, nutritious, nourishing meals based on soups, salads, sandwiches, ceviches, bowls, delicious dressings, and fresh juices and desserts and cakes. Everything underneath the sun. And we're available 7 days a week. We're founded here in Dorado, Puerto Rico, and we serve the municipalities currently, Dorado, Guaynabo, San Juan, and very soon, many more.
That sounds delicious, and my mouth just went savory, savory of that food. Tell us more about that experience throughout COVID and how your company has been able to pivot.
We've been very, very blessed and grateful that we've actually been thriving throughout COVID, if not because of COVID. I would love to say that we're the very first e-commerce meal delivery service here in the island of Puerto Rico when we launched back in January of 2020. So during COVID, we actually received a large influx of many more sales as well as requests for our meals because of the lack of restaurants that were able to open during the beginning of COVID. And even till now, currently, only 50% of restaurants are able to be filled at a time. So because of the lack of the ability of getting access to these restaurants and individuals not wanting to leave their homes, wanting to stay home, wanting to stay safe, we decided to create this new service by pivoting our services from a personal private chef service to a meal delivery service with contactless delivery. So that way, the clients and the chefs are both safe.
We will take a quick break, and when we return, Chef Jennifer Herrera will provide quick tips on recipes and drinks that we can prepare from the comfort of our home. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Chef, give us some tips on quick recipes and drinks that we can create during this hot weather of a summer quarantine that we could just easily prepare from our homes.
I certainly can. Fleriser, I came up with these 3 really simple summer-inspired recipes that, again, allows you to save very little bit amount of time in a hot kitchen. And now, because of our current climate, no one was really going out to purchase fresh juices in their cafes or going food shopping at the markets, so frequently. So I developed these recipes for items that you can easily find in your supermarket, your farmer's market, your local bodega, items that are readily available, fresh, and have a long shelf life, and also ways that you can be able to take these ingredients and extend their shelf life so that we can enjoy the summer, spend more time enjoying it with your family members, less time shopping, less time cooking.
Absolutely. And, especially now during quarantine, that people are getting together in like small parties, just the family, intimate. Tell us what you got. What are you cooking for us today?
So we're going to start off with a quick gazpacho. And again, all these recipes are 5 ingredients or less, 5 minutes or less. So we're going to start with a gazpacho.
And what is a gazpacho?
So the gazpacho is a chilled soup that originates from Spain. And it's based on its fresh summer heirloom tomatoes. So here, I'm going to quickly just connect this blender. So again, no heat involved whatsoever. And we're going to start off with fresh tomatoes from the vine, or if you're lucky to live in Puerto Rico, from your garden. Peppers here, orange and yellow, some purple onion, a little bit of cherry wine.
What's cherry wine?
Cherry wine, Jerez. So it's a Jerez wine in Spain as well. Cool and chilled refreshing cucumber, and a bit of tomato paste for a little bit of like tomato jam in your mouth, and a bit of cumin or comino. I like to dilute it lightly with a bit of distilled alkaline water. And basically, you just combine these ingredients, add a little bit of salt and fresh cracked pepper, and finish it off with a bit of sea salt from Cabo Rojo. We're known for here in Puerto Rico. And then you just give it a buzz.
This is amazing. Ew, from like quick, no heat involved. And
no, not at all. This is your quick, easy breezy, lemon squeezy, 5 ingredients, 5 minutes or less, delicious summer heirloom tomato gazpacho.
Tomato gazpacho.
You can enjoy this in your backyard, in your picnic, in your fire escape, in your rooftop, wherever you are in the world. This with a nice lemonade or a glass of rosé with your friends and family. And that's it. So you can I have it, I'm straining it here because I like to have it a little smoother, but you can have it chunky if you like as well. So here is the gazpacho, chilled and refreshing. And that's it. There goes the gazpacho soup for you. So you just pour this into a bowl or a glass container here. I like to squeeze a little good olive oil at the end, and then I like to finish it off with a little bit more of that delicious sea salt from Cabo Rojo. And that's it. Summer tomato gazpacho. So next we're going to go with our caprese salad. So here for our caprese salad, we have a mixture, again, 5 ingredients or less, 5 minutes or less, and your entire home is filled with really yummy things to eat. So here we have some watermelon, some delicious, refreshing, hydrating watermelon that is in season. We melon ball them, so like, whoops. So we have little balls of watermelon there. From there we have our little heirloom grape tomatoes and some fresh mozzarella.
Now, how do we divide the portion? I know that you have those little bowls where you are able to measure the portions. That portion that you're creating right now, is that for one person, 2 person, or?
I would say that this is for 1 person. And if you want the recipes, I'll be more than happy to share this with you. So here, really quickly, into the techniques that I shared with you about how some people may or may not have access to fresh herbs and ingredients. So it's a perfect example of little tips and techniques that I've developed during quarantine to be able to have that freshness at home, even if you're not going to the supermarket as often. So what I've done here is I've taken fresh basil from my garden, and I've actually developed a paste with it. I've used my mortar and pestle, or here like we say in Puerto Rico, el pilón, and I've grinded my basil, add a little bit of citric acid or lime juice, a little bit of olive oil, and it holds its freshness for longer periods of time. So that way you can have fresh basil in your kitchen whenever you like. So again, that was a tablespoon of our basil paste, and then lastly, a little bit of balsamic jam. And again, it's a very simple balsamic vinegar, reduced by half on the stovetop, and then you have this delicious balsamic jam, just like that. It adds a bit of acid, a bit of sweetness and body to your salad, and to this, a little squirt of really good olive oil, fresh pepper, and again, my new obsession here in Puerto Rico, our sea salt from the coast of Cabo Rojo. You toss away, throw some kisses to it, bless your family and all your family members and your friends who are enjoying your meal. That's another secret. Always think about the people that you are nourishing and cooking for. It makes a difference in the final outcome of your product. And that's it. You give it a whirl in your mixing bowl, you plate it, and there you go. So here, this is our summer watermelon for crazy salad, watermelon, fresh mozzarella, tomatoes, basil, and balsamic jam.
Fresh mozzarella. I love fresh mozzarella. And that is very refreshing. It's very light. For a lot of us that don't like to eat very heavy during the summer because of the heat, it's just very, that's just fantastic. What's next?
So our next dish is a crowd favorite here in Puerto Rico because there are amazing access to fresh fish living in a tropical island, and one of my favorite items to eat, which is ceviche.
Chef, I think that next time that we shoot this, we need to be very close so that I can have the spoon so I can taste it.
We are cutting up our fresh mahi-mahi.
Ooh.
So here in Puerto Rico, we have the privilege of having amazing freshly caught mahi-mahi or dorado readily available to us all year round. So we're very blessed and lucky to have such an amazing variety of fish here in Puerto Rico. So again, ceviche, 5 ingredients or less. I love this because it gives me an opportunity to be able to celebrate both my Puerto Rican and my Ecuadorian heritage. Growing up, I had ceviche all the time with my family in Ecuador. From Guayaquil, which is a coastal region of Ecuador. So again, here in Puerto Rico, we have the privilege of having this delicious, freshly caught fish here in Dorado. The name of this fish, funny enough, is called Dorado as well. So here I'm going to add about a pound of cubed fresh mahi-mahi, along with some freshly squeezed lime juice. And to this, I add in some fresh summer tomatoes, as well as shaved purple onion. So here's the thing. Ceviche is made all over the world, right? We have different varieties. I love the variety that adds a little bit of ketchup in it. Many people are just, sometimes they're fans, sometimes they're not of ketchup. Add it to ceviche. I'm a fan of ketchup. Just like in Puerto Rico, there are fans who have pasteles with ketchup, pasteles without ketchup. I'm a fan of pasteles with ketchup, and I'm a fan of ceviche with ketchup. So I want to add some ketchup to this ceviche.
I love
that. All we do is stir the fresh mahi-mahi, the fresh dorado, with the lime juice, which cooks and ferments and breaks up on the actual fish. Again, this dish is so delicious and refreshing to have poolside, beachside, rooftop, in your fire escape while you're enjoying a nice lemonade or iced tea. I finish this off with a little bit of our fresh cilantro from my garden. And all you do is you just plate this right into your little bowl, your dish. Very refreshing, chilled, cold. It's a taste of sea on a beautiful afternoon like today. I love to have this with plantain chips, a little bit of brown rice, or even some freshly popped popcorn. I'm a huge snacker of popcorn. Just love it. And again, finish this off with a little bit of cilantro from my garden for garnish. And there you go. 5 ingredients or less, 5 minutes or less. Your refreshing and delicious ceviche. Buen provecho, familia.
Chef, I love that, especially that you could throw in some vegetables to that. No, and also some rice side and have the ceviche with that nice bittersweet and also from the lime. So yes, so that's just delicious. Thank you so much, Chef, for preparing these lovely and tasty meals that I cannot be able to have here in the States. Tell us more about fresh juices.
So here, with our meal delivery service, Vida Rica, we actually just launched our line of fresh juices. These are 3 of our most popular juices. And again, these are fresh pressed juices made fresh and daily here in Puerto Rico. We're going to start off with the Unbeatable. The Unbeatable is made with local fresh beets, as well as local ginger root and hibiscus flower. We also have our Green Dream Machine, where we put all the greens, put the kitchen sink, where this has chlorella, spinach, kale, cucumber, broccoli, romaine, green apple, parsley. So it's a number of vegetables, fruits and vegetables in this drink. And then lastly, we have our golden milk, which is our coconut milk with coconut oil, as well as our local turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, and sweetened with dates and a little bit of fresh cracked pepper and cardamom. So these are our local juices. Again, all these juices and all these meals can be found in www.vidaricapr.com or www.vidaricapr.com. And then lastly, very important, especially now during these quarantine times, I developed this delicious elixir that I take shots of every single morning. Like, I start off my day with a beautiful green juice or a golden turmeric milk every day here in Puerto Rico. But one of my favorite things that I absolutely have all the time are my actual ginger shots. So ever since quarantine, another pivot that I did to my company is be completely intentional about the menu items and the ingredients that I'm using. If you go to the website, a lot of the ingredients, not only was intentional about choosing local ingredients to support local farmers and local talent, but also very intentional about using these combinations of recipes and flavors to boost the immunity of my clients. That's why they love us so much and we love them. So with that, the immunity shots. So I have shots of this every single morning, and I also use it to even sweeten my iced tea or my lemonade. And all this is local ginger root. Sometimes I add local turmeric root to this, a bit of apple cider vinegar, local Puerto Rican honey, and lime juice. I swirl it, take a shot of it every single morning. It just boosts your immunity, cleans your system out, and boosts you with all the vitamins and minerals that you need for your day. And that's it.
Thank you for giving us those fresh and healthy tips that we could be able to maintain not only a healthy lifestyle, but also increase our immune system every day. Thank you so much for joining us, Chef Jennifer Herrera. It was a pleasure to have you. Where can we find more information about Vida Rica Puerto Rico?
You can find us on our website, which is www.vidaricapr.com. And you can find us from the same name also on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. You can visit us, email me personally at Chef Jenny at vidaricapr.com. Give us a call, place an order. We're happy to serve.
And remember, she is in Dorado, Puerto Rico. Thank you so much, Chef Jennifer Herrera. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you so very much, Fleriser.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Be sure to follow us on social media at Bellas Fashionistas TV and our media partner at Bronx TV. To watch more of our programming, please visit our website at bellasfashionistas.com and our media partner at bronxnet.org. Please be safe. Have a great day.